you're a fan of horror, chances are you've seen a vampire movie in your life. It's crazy when you think of it, but literally since the beginning of recorded human history, there have been tales and folklores of some form of vampiric creature. Since the caveman times, monsterology has been filled with vampire stories. On today's episode of Sloppy Horror, we're going to discuss one of the best bloodsucker stories of all time, and my personal favorite vampire movie, Joel Schumacher's The Lost Boys. Released on July 31st, 1987, The Lost Boys blew audiences away with its combination of perfect cast, timeless soundtrack, and kick-ass 80s haircut-having, dirt bike riding, blood-sucking vampires. The vampires in this movie were young, attractive, and downright cool. If my girlfriend wouldn't leave me over it, I'd 100% rock the blonde mullet Kiefer Sutherland had in The Lost Boys. Seriously though, it's like the best mullet ever. All of this 80s magic led to the movie grossing over $32 million at the box office worldwide. The film is still a cult classic and being talked about 34 years later. I mean, this was the first film to give us the two Coreys together. I may be showing my age with that statement, but I recommend you do a Google search if you're unaware of the two Coreys. So, after you do that, go ahead and grab your biker jacket, maybe some Chinese food, and become one of us because we're talking about some Lost Boys. Let's go. Boom! Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast. I'm your host and your scary movie companion, Christian Ramey. And, what are you doing hiding over there, Mr. Ozark Mark? What's going on?
Hello, Christian. Welcome to the Sloppy Horror Podcast, Christian.
Well, thank you, Mark.
How's that microphone there, Christian?
It's working good. It's working good.
You get what I'm doing here, Christian? Because we're talking about a movie here today, right?
We are discussing a movie.
Christian.
One of my favorite movies, and I know that you watched it recently, which I was very happy about.
Yes, I did, Christian.
Okay.
I did watch the movie.
All right,
Christian.
and that movie is The Lost Boys, okay? Everybody loves The Lost Boys. You know you like that song.
Killer soundtrack for a movie, really, when you think about it.
Dude.
I mean, that song, I forget what the song's called. Like, you know
Cry
what song
Little
it
Sister.
Is, though. What?
Cry Little Sister.
Okay, well, Cry Little Sister, that has been, sampled still to this day.
Oh, yeah.
That's how iconic it really was.
I really prefer I Still Believe by, the jacked up saxophone guy. Tim Capello is actually that guy's real name, but, Shawn Michaels with the saxophone.
Oh, yeah.
I still believe. It's actually a badass jam. If you've never listened to it, if you're a fan of that movie and you like that part, you should listen to that song. I love the saxophone, and dude's actually a beast on the saxophone.
You called him Shawn Michaels.
He does look like Shawn.
Yeah, he does though. He looks dead on him now. Oh my God! That just clicked in my vein because I'm picturing it now.
The Heartbreak Kid.
Think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy.
They apparently it was really difficult to record that song for HBK, but that's another topic altogether. But
why did he have the saxophone? I don't think he ever played it in the movie scene, did he?
He did. No, he did.
Did he?
He did.
I don't think he did. I thought he was just dancing with it.
There was a lot of gratuitous dancing with the saxophone, but honestly, there was some jams there. You should listen to him. He's actually done some stuff more recently with this band I like called Gunship. He made a pretty good song, and it was the Lost Boys theme. There's a cool little music video that goes with it. The song's called Dark All Day. Just if you were curious. Yeah, it's a really cool video. And then I saw that it had him in there. I was like, oh, what is this about? But he's killing it on the saxophone. That's my favorite part. Maybe I'm a little biased because I like saxophone, but for real, man, it's a good jam.
Who doesn't like saxophone? It's a good instrument.
It is. Bill Clinton played it. Oh, Slick Willie played it. Lisa Simpson. These are cool people.
Yeah.
Cool people, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm dying to know, did you like the movie? And it's okay. I want your honest opinion because there's people out here that probably don't like The Lost Boys, and they're like, this dude's lame. I hate The Lost Boys.
Well, The Lost Boys, to me, right? Okay, so it's a horror movie, correct?
Yes.
People think horror movies are supposed to be scary, right?
Yes.
This, I think if you haven't seen The Lost Boys, or if your children have never heard of The Lost Boys, I'm pretty sure, if you're 8 years or older, you could watch this movie. This is a good like intro into horror movie world. Like
Absolutely.
because I liked the fact that it was as 80s as you can get this movie. If you need to know what the 80s were like, just watch this movie and it'll be 80s out. So if you get past that, I always loved, those are my two favorite combos is horror mixed with comedy. It's like peanut butter and jelly to me. Like I love to see horror stuff. Like I love the murder, like, dark shit, but then I also like to laugh at the same time. And it's a typical like 80s criteria, but it's also got some good jokes, some funny parts. There's a lot of good parts in there. And that really what made me enjoy it the most. The story is, I don't know, man. It's just a regular story. It's a regular story. Nice,
it is.
Fun, 80s movie. Like, it's an 80s horror comedy. Like, you get what you get, but if you go in liking that, you're going to like this movie. It's a good movie. I liked it. Cassandra did not, but that's because she is one of those people that
Need something current.
it just needs to be, it has to be current.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's something that she saw as a kid. There's a lot of people like that. So,
mm-hmm. It is, and it's hard to get into something that you weren't into as a kid. That is very important. Like,
I think it's funny seeing old movies, like just seeing the perms and seeing
the mullets. Yeah, man, they had beautiful hair in that movie.
And just seeing like old actors, like you see the guy, like whatever the blonde vampire guy's name is. I know they're all blonde, but
look, it's Kiefer Sutherland, and his name in the movie is David.
No, not the main not the vampire leader. He's like the smallest one, the guy who's in Bill and Ted.
Oh, Alex Winter.
Yes, Alex Winter.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw him, I just kept thinking of Bill and Ted's Adventure.
Marco. Yeah.
So that but it's cool to see when you watch old movies and you start recognizing like actors and when they first see them. It's cool seeing them back then when you know them today.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's some people in there.
And it had the 80s stamp of approval with having Corey Feldman. This movie gave us the two Coreys, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. But I love the Corey Feldman line when they, before they stab Alex, like the Margot character, the first vampire they kill. And they're like, oh, man, this place smells like a coffin. Dude's like, that's what it is, one giant coffin. That's how are you 13 years old with the voice like that? Like, Corey Feldman just had it's what this place is, one giant coffin.
Oh, man, the Frog Brothers, Corey Feldman and the other kid, whatever his name is. The Frog Brothers, I love the Frog Brothers.
Yeah, they made it.
They always say, and it had those nice, 80s, cheesy comedy moments, there was one where they kill the final vampire, and you go to the Frog Brothers, and Corey's just sitting there, coming out of, Rumble. He's like, how much you think we should charge for this?
I love that part.
So it's got great moments in it, and I highly recommend it. It's a very fun, nice. It's a fun movie. You're gonna enjoy watching it. Get past the dated stuff. I think that you're gonna like this movie now. But will say this: be prepared, okay? Because I have never heard somebody say somebody's name as much as they say Michael in this movie. I don't know if you've ever noticed that.
The Michael count?
The Michael count.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael. How do they taste, Michael? That's why I was saying your name, Christian. What do you think about that, Christian? Can you imagine going through a day, just everybody saying your name 5 times? Everybody said his name at least 5 or 6 times when they were typing.
They did
Michael,
that.
Michael,
are you still asleep?
Michael. They said Michael so many times. I'm seeing this halfway through the movie. I'm like, fuck, if I had a nickel for every time they said Michael. They just jammed it in there. I'm pretty sure that this had to be an inside joke on the movie or something. I don't know if that's a fact or not.
I'm willing to get a Michael count on that movie for you, just for research purposes, for scientific purposes.
I bet you nobody's ever done that, but they just said it. Every scene Michael is in, somebody says his name. I guarantee it. At least more than once. But that didn't annoy me. I just thought it was hilarious.
I think that was whenever horror gets money put towards it, it usually does pretty well, whether you like the movie style or not. There was some money behind this movie, obviously, and the cast, man, it was just kick-ass. You got Kiefer Sutherland, obviously everyone knows him, and like you just mentioned, Alex Winter, or however the hell you say his name, I think it's Winter, but Bill and Ted guy.
Right.
Okay, you have Jamie Gertz, the girl. You recognized her maybe from what's that TV show? Still Standing. She was in that. She was also in Twister. She was like his chick that he was with.
Oh, yeah, that's her.
Yeah, and then he like
Yeah.
leaves her, goes back with his old girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So she's been in quite a few things too. Obviously, we just talked about the two Corys. The mom's name is slipping me. People are gonna kick me in the ass for that, but she's been in a lot of stuff too, man.
Yeah,
So
she's I recognize her too. So you see a lot of these people.
yeah, absolutely, man. There's some noise going on. Somebody just got up there. I hear dogs.
That's
But
okay.
maybe they're alerting us that vampires are coming, like Nanook. That was a beautiful dog in that movie, and you know it. That's one of my favorite parts of the movie is the
I'm
dog.
so glad that the dog didn't die.
Yeah, and he got a kill, bro. Not
He
only
did.
that.
He did.
Garlic don't work, boys. Yeah, but holy water, the dog just comes in like, ooh. Like, that was such a dog move, because, like, that would be total, like, a, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an 80s moment, too. Like, all right, the dog got him.
Yeah, I mean, this is full-blown 80s. Like, the way it's lighting, everything. It's like, it screams 80s, so it's kind of cool.
You know what's really bothered me is that we've made it, I don't know, maybe 11 minutes in, and you haven't mentioned Grandpa. Okay, did you like Grandpa?
Oh, I love Grandpa.
He was a great touch to the movie. I thought just that he knew everything at the like he knew about the vampires.
Oh,
like
yeah. It wouldn't work any other way. Like, it wouldn't be as entertaining if you didn't have Grandpa. Grandpa was probably my favorite character, obviously.
yeah,
But
the old fart shelf.
yeah, the
Don't-
old fart shelf
don't
cracks me
touch.
up because it's like I'm looking into the future, man. Like, I want to be him when I'm old. You know, some fucking kids come in my house like, look, this is my shelf. Don't take my Oreo cookies. Like, Oreo cookies. What?
He said, "You got the TV God. You got a TV?" He says, "No, you got the TV God. You don't need a TV." Okay.
Oh, man, there was one scene, though, but I'll tell you what. If I ever had grandkids or any of that bullshit, right, and I'm out there doing yard work, putting up a fence, and I just see them drive away in my car,
Your vintage
my
car,
nice car,
like your 50s Cadillac.
yeah, I would not be handling it the same way Grandpa did. I wouldn't just
No.
wait for them to get back and say, you know about the rule about the gas, right? Like, that would be my least of my concerns.
Maybe he knew his little grandsons were going through it. Mark.
Well, he did, though. He let you know by the end of the movie. He gets the final kill.
Yeah, so you're underestimating that,
He knows
Mark.
he knows about all the vampires, but I don't care.
Grandpa's
You're not
smart,
going,
Mark.
You're not going to hunt vampires in my fucking car. Go get a bike,
That's true.
you know?
Mark, that is true.
So, a lot of patience in Grandpa. But he's always cracking me up.
I thought, too, it had sort of a kind of like a 50s Hammer film, like almost like an old Fright feature, but almost kind of like a superhero aspect to it, like the villain, like, you know, when Max, the main bad guy, the main vampire, like it had just such a comic book setup. Like that was like a script from a comic book, or like the story, so to speak. He's like the head vampire. And what I don't know, that part where he reveals he's bad, it does this really cool like zoom in to his face. It very much reminded me of like an old Batman fucking the old TV show with Adam West.
Yeah.
Just and that could be interpreted as comedy too. I find that shit funny. That's what I like about it. So,
As far as the comic book is what you're saying is, yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it, and it's cool how the Frog Brothers are giving this kid comic books about
Yeah.
vampires, so it's kind of like ties it a little bit together, and it starts playing out like a comic, like they're getting ideas from the comic book, you know, on how to find the vampires and all that stuff, and how to get the vampires.
this is a movie I watched very young, and I would watch it over and over and over. And like you said, it's a good intro movie to get, like, if you got kids and you want to get them into horror, and you're not necessarily trying to like show them House of a Thousand Corpses
You know,
yet.
Yeah, if they want to see something, it's a perfect intro movie to kids who like get excited, because whoever you are at one point in your life, you're gonna get excited about wanting to watch a scary movie. There's
Dude.
gonna be a night where you're out with your friends, like, let's watch a scary movie. Like, people love that. And this is a good, like, if you get scared easily, or you just want to have a nice fun with a little bit of
Well, that
horror in it. This
that
is
makes
for
my
you.
heart happy, Mark, that you were able to watch it and it still held up. Because obviously, like you just stated, there's that nostalgia factor. Like, people that watched it young are going to love it because they like it was different when you watch it young.
Yeah.
But for you to watch it in 2021 and enjoy it, that makes me happy. Like, you're kind of far away, so I don't want to hug you or nothing. But, part of me wishes I could. Don't look at me. I
I have
mean,
nothing to say to that.
all right.
I don't know what to say to that.
Oh, it's okay. We can talk about hugging later.
Okay.
I think that I know you, and sometimes I give you recommendations on movies, and you're like, that sucks. But this movie's so close to my heart that it makes me happy that you enjoyed it.
Now, let me ask you this about the movie. Now, like me, I have a random part in this movie that made me laugh out of nowhere. Now, there's always that part in every movie. You know me. I have that one random part that for no reason sticks in my head, and I thought it was hilarious for no reason. Now, do you have a moment in this movie that sticks out to you? It's a random moment, but it made you laugh or it stuck with you.
So, funny-wise, Grandpa, when he brings in them stuffed animals, and he brought, like, that little stuffed gopher thing and put it on his fucking nightstand, and it's just staring at him like, like, he's like, oh. As soon as Grandpa left the room, he like took it away, like, your history, buddy.
I know, and then it was done. Like, it had no significance for the rest of the movie. Usually when they show something, like that gopher comes back up, or something. It didn't. Like, it was one and done. But it did show the Rob Lowe cameo.
It did. There's this like,
why does that kid have a poster of Rob? Don't think about it, but why is there a Rob Lowe
I think because
cameo in underwear in a teenage boy's room?
I think it's because Joel Schumacher, the director, did St. Elmo's Fire. St. Elmo's Fire. He just did a movie with Rob Lowe. I read something about that, actually. So it was from his old movie. So I guess he was just trying to kind of promote his movie in a way, So, yeah, I noticed that too, though, because you're like, bro, I'd never have that poster in my room. Like, it wasn't even like a cool, like, say if you had like an athlete or like a wrestler or some shit, like a poster on your wall, it's okay to have like a half-naked guy on your wall because he's a wrestler or something. But this was like a very seductive photo. This was a photo for the ladies, if you will.
But the part that stuck up to me was in the very beginning montage of when they're coming to town. And I guess Michael, he asked some guy, he's like, is there any work around here? The guy goes, nothing legal. I'm like, what? Who says that? Nothing legal. It was so random, but it made me laugh. So
He was just
the part for me.
He was being honest. Look, there's vampires in this town. You want a job? It's not possible unless you run with the vampires. You're going to need to assemble some kind of job around the vampires. Okay, and that's illegal, Mark. I don't know if you've read up your law or if you're
in the
Constitution.
No.
Oh,
listen to me here. In the did you know about when, or little piece of info here on how it was filmed? Something you may have not have noticed is when they're doing the beginning merry-go-round scene, when you're first introduced to the 4 vampire crew, right? They appear in order of their demise. Did you know that?
I did know that, Mark.
Did you
but
know
that is a badass fact.
I
It's in
know.
reverse order because it's the merry-go-round.
Yeah.
I wonder if they planned on doing that.
I think they did. Stuff like that out is pretty much planned. Like little Easter eggs for like,
I agree.
years to find out. Which I say that because I know it now, but I just noticed that.
So can I ask you a question?
No.
If you were to take clippers,
like hair clippers,
and sit all the
Toenail
vampire cast down and clip all their hair off,
yes.
how much would that hair weigh?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, hair doesn't weigh very much.
There's like 5 of them, isn't there?
No, there's 4.
Well, with Michael.
Michael.
Be one of us, Michael.
You're one of us now, Michael.
They even chant his name. Michael.
I know, dude, I'm telling you.
There's got to be like,
Dude, you have a better chance, I'm telling you, of guessing how many jelly beans are in a jar than guessing how many times they say Michael's name off a rap without going through and counting.
I'm going to go with 142.
That's not
Everybody
even close.
put that down on file.
No, I'm going at least 200. No, 257.
Okay.
You don't realize
Well,
that.
Price is right, this bitch, okay?
No.
If you go over, you're over.
That's fine.
And
I'm
then
confident.
I win.
I'm confident in my retail price.
Okay. I like that. You like the odds. And
I like the odds here.
I think, too, another reason why it worked, not only you had the cast and you had the cool. These guys were, like, cool. They weren't. It wasn't like a old gothic, like Victorian style vampire. These were like current people. They're like living in California, driving on dirt bikes and shit. They had the cool haircuts, the jackets, the ladies. Looked like they stepped on the scenes like they were a fucking like rock band and shit, you know?
Yeah, they did. They did the outlaw 80s style bad boy permed out looking thing, and that was cool. Like, you got to think, like, you look at them now, like they look like dorks, right? They would definitely not fit in now. You see somebody looking like that now, you think there's something seriously wrong with them. But back in 1987, when it came out, that was like the definition of what a cool person looked like.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Now here's
looks like a lady.
here's a little
era.
here's a little tidbit for the audience out there, wherever you're listening at. I have a fun fact about Ozark Mark's mom. She actually loves The Lost Boys, and she told me about it. Okay?
Is a favorite movie, horror movie.
I think it's because the whole cast are beautiful people.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Everyone, like,
And it's the vampire. For some reason, women think vampires are sexy.
there is a level of seduction with vampires. You
I
must
think
admit.
out of the monsters are the most seductive towards the ovaries. If you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
You get to party all night. Okay. You have to accept someone's fangs in you.
They bite their neck. Hello.
Yep.
You ever met a broad who likes to be kissed and bit on the neck?
Oh, yeah.
Every broad loves that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's gone further. Yeah. My girl, she wants weapons. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I think she has a problem, but yeah, I'm aware. They just beat them up.
Okay, we're gonna move right past that there.
Well,
This is a family
if I have
program, fucker.
I know. Well, I have Well, all right.
Don't say that.
Well, I do. I got pictures.
Of what?
Well,
Of your weapons? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, we got this like swing thing. Like you tie her up. I don't know. It's kind
The
of
swing thing.
she likes to be bound and binded.
Oh, does she? Well, that's because that 50, that's that 50 Shades of Grey bullshit.
Yeah. Look, there's all kind. I only can orgasm if I have on swim trunks. That's a weird fact about me. I'm just lucky that I found a partner who's willing to accept.
I just picture you doing it just like with the shorts. You know how shorts make that wish sound?
I do. I'm ultra
She would
familiar
have a
with
rash on her from you
Yeah. Well,
rubbing up against her in your swim trunks.
No, well, I rubbed sunscreen on before. There's got to be the smell of
No, that would
sunscreen.
burn, though.
Not on genitalia.
Oh,
just
okay.
on the chest region. Kind of lather it so we can
You
slide
get the
into
little,
each other.
Section on your nose when you do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the white block for sure on your nose.
Gotta have a whistle too.
And before climax, you say cannonball like that. That's usually how it comes out of me. I don't know. I mean, do you have a saying or a catchphrase when you finish?
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. How fast would you get punched if you did that with the girl?
Just do that. No, I can't get punched because her head's in the pillow. She don't even know.
That's
where I'm
true. That's true.
At. Just go Yahtzee. And then you walk away.
Yeah, one time you should just pull like the funny, like come up with like a weird noise. Ah!
A good leash.
But don't like say shit. Just get the towel, come back, and just should be like, what'd you say?
Anything's better
What'd you
than the typical noise you make.
Ah! That's my.
Women women orgasms are so like beautiful, like 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 they're into it. Like women just do everything better. Men's are like it's like.
I sound like
Hold
John
on,
Goodman when I finish.
It's like. It's like
You ever do the oh. You go like you're summoning storm clouds.
I do that
like
during.
you're an
I do that.
indigenous person.
I've done that during head when they finish on the head part, like like you can't control it, right?
Mm-hmm. Now here's a fun fact. Do you know anyone who's passed gas while receiving oral sex?
No, I've been queefed.
No,
before. Does that count?
Wrong, because you know me. I do it all the time. You know, just.
Have you ever had to fart during it, and you tried to like let it go silently so you don't like interrupt it? Mm-hmm. I've done that. I've gotten away with it most of the time. I don't do it all the time, but
they get familiar with your scent after.
They do though. They do.
What does that have to do with the Lost Boys? I don't know, Mark, but these are fun tips that people can apply to their life.
There is a sex scene in the movie where Michael and Star get a little 80s hot and heavy move with the nice hugging bone in there.
It's the definition, quintessential montage needed for an 80s movie.
Yes.
It's the best montage ever. It really is. So you've got Michael's character. He's got that, John Cougar Mellencamp look going on.
Yep.
Look like he's going to pull up in a baby blue Chevy with like a guitar and sing you songs.
Yep.
So they're getting hot and heavy.
Yes.
And here's the question. I don't know the laws of banging vampires. Like what goes on there? Like if you do you get pregnant normal, or does like the vampire have to impregnate you? How's that work? Could they have conceived is the question.
I would assume so, yes.
Okay, but it would have been like half like Blade.
I don't know if you become a vampire, you stop producing sperm.
But you're dead.
Are you dead?
Yeah.
Well, then probably not.
Yeah.
That's probably why another reason women love banging vampires, because they can't get them pregnant.
So maybe it's like the Blade situation where you have to. No, because some people are born vampires.
Who are born? Are they?
Yeah. You remember like in Blade? You remember Frost? Like that's why they didn't like him, because he was turned vampire, and them guys were like born vampire.
Well, I think
that was.
It probably has to be vampire and vampire to create another vampire, correct?
That's a good point.
Could you have like crossbreeds? I don't know.
That's what Blade is. He's the Daywalker. I think his mom was normal preggers by a normal guy, and then got bit.
Oh.
So he was tainted. It was kind of like a crack baby, but like vampire.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
They're coming out with a new movie?
There's no indication in this movie to tell me whether it was.
They're coming out with a new movie.
What movie?
Blade.
Is it still Wesley Snipes?
No.
I am trying to watch it, though.
He's going to be in it. So I had the same opinion.
No Wesley Snipes, no Triple H. I ain't watching this movie.
I had the same opinion, but like Wesley Snipes honestly was kind of a douchebag by the time Blade 3 came out. Like he wouldn't like open his eyes for scenes. They made him like CGI parts. He's like, nah. Like he like refused to do scenes and shit. And it's like, okay, like I get it. Like it's not a big deal, but it's because they're doing like young Blade, but it's a part of the Marvel universe because he is a Marvel character. So in the new phase,
is it a movie or a Netflix series?
No, it's a movie. So like they'll have Doctor Strange, new Doctor Strange coming out, and Blade's gonna tie into his world, I believe. But I want it to remain horror, but I am kind of interested to see because it's Marvel money, and Marvel's been crushing it. And I like the superhero movies, but I do want something. I don't want it to be overkill, but I'm just really serious or really kind of excited to see how they do the vampires. I think they're going to look sweet because it's Marvel. I mean, it's going to be part of the Phase 4. It's not going to be like a sleeper or a lone film. Like it's going to be a part of everything. So. There's a character, his name's Mahershala Ali. He's the actor who's playing Blade. He looks like he's down, like he looks like he's going to kill it. Wesley Snipes gave him the thumbs up, and I think Snipes is like a part of the project. He's going to give him like a cameo. But I think he's like too old to portray the Blade that they're portraying. If that makes sense.
Dude. He's like in his 60s now or some bullshit.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like it because black don't crack, but he's old.
I saw him in that new Coming to America.
I haven't watched that yet.
It was surprisingly more enjoyable than I thought it would be because I loved the first one so much. So it's like nothing will top that.
No, it was more like people are saying it's more like a tribute, and the only people it seems like the people that don't like it or are expecting it to be just like the first one, which it wasn't going to be.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty decent. I didn't realize it was free on Amazon Prime. Like, I would have like paid to watch it, but it's just like not something I was seeking out. But then I just saw it. I was on Prime, and it's just like on the free to watch because I was like, oh shit, well, I'm definitely gonna watch it then if it's free.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'll watch it right now. No, I was pleasantly surprised. I laughed. I actually laughed.
That's good.
It wasn't. I'm not gonna say it's like a 10 out of a 10. I won't give you that, but it wasn't a bad movie.
It's good that it made you laugh because I haven't watched very current movies that made me laugh.
That's
lately.
a good point. Comedy's been lacking to some degree.
Yeah.
TV shows, our comedians, I should say, are good.
Oh,
nowadays.
Comedians will always make you laugh because they don't have any rules. They can say whatever they want. They don't have any guidelines. Especially with the world we're in now, where everything is touchy-feely PC and all that stuff. You can't get away with these things in movies. But stand-up comedies, it's a whole different world. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
I can say that horror is doing better. It's not like 80s level of doing well, but the Conjuring universe, that's brought it some good money. The It movies, that's brought some good money.
The Conjuring?
Yeah, the Conjuring universe, all those movies.
Yeah, that's...
Like the Annabelle, Conjuring, the Nun, all of those movies.
Yeah, those have been pretty good as far as scary. I think those are the most recent ones I can think of that people are actually like scared to watch.
Yeah.
Because there's not really a scary movie I can think of currently that people are just like, you don't want to watch that. Like, it's just too scary.
Horror is all comedy to me. Like, does that make sense?
Like, I laugh. Like, I will be laughing in serious moments. Like, when somebody dies, like, I laugh.
Oh yeah, like that's the whole part. Like
jump scares do not get me.
No, it's comforting. Like there's a comfort level of when you've had a shit fucking day. You're driving home. You're going through traffic. They give you the wrong order at the drive-thru, and you don't realize till you're too far away. So you just fucking eat what you got. Everything fucking sucks. Okay, then you go home and you pop in a nice movie, a cassette, a DVD, or maybe you just stream it. Whatever the pleasure. Okay, and you see,
cassette.
Yeah.
Nobody has that.
If you have a VHS tape,
nobody does.
You never know. Some people might be watching on the VCR combo. It's coming back now. It's a retro thing.
Yeah.
Some people weren't alive for that.
I don't think VHSs are going to make a retro comeback.
They already are, dude.
No, they're not.
I'm telling you, you should look it up. There's hunters down for these old horror ones.
Okay, well, yeah,
and like whatever you're into
now, because anything becomes collectible once they stop making it.
Yes. So, but I don't know. The old school setups have been kind of cool. I just think you're not cool. You're pissing me off, Mark. Okay? You're not understanding what I'm saying. Okay?
What?
You're not getting it.
What?
You're not getting it.
Getting what? What are you saying?
I'm saying horror movies are comforting to watch. You see all the stresses of life get taken away when you see dumb people get when they get killed. It makes you feel better.
Oh yeah, and you don't feel stupid. Like, why did he go in here? Why are they going in there? I would never do that shit, man. I'm smart.
I think my definition of movies is off. When I think of horror movie, like, let me watch John Q with Denzel Washington. That movie's sad as shit. You remember when his son's dying, he holds up the hospital, he almost kills himself to give him the heart. Like, dude, that shit, I can't handle stuff like that. I'm not built for that, dog. That'll mess up my whole week. I don't do that stuff well. I don't like sad, real life kind of like, Grandpa didn't make it. That's what I'm doing. I don't.
What kind of noise was that?
That's the noise I make when I watch sad movies. Have you ever seen Hope Floats? It's
Hope
sad.
Floats. Nope.
It's a chick flick.
I've seen the Life of Pi. That's on a boat.
Wait, yeah.
No, it's on a raft.
A little boy with the tiger.
Yeah, you know that tiger ain't real.
Yeah.
That tiger was all CGI. I didn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I said I couldn't believe it.
I think Actually, I didn't see that movie. I know the movie, but I didn't see it. Was it good?
No, I actually didn't see it. I just saw trailers for
So
it. I
you're
mean,
aware.
that's basically the whole movie is some kid on a raft with a tiger.
I most definitely would have pushed him off. Because at some point, if he's not killing, because I think
that fell off. It's a raft.
Yeah, I think a cat is not cool with water, so he would have like spazzed. That you know how they do? They have those like like moments where they just.
Some cats actually like water. One of my cats loves water. He'll jump in the shower with you.
Really? That's funny. That's rare.
You just hear and he just there's a cat just in there just taking water to the face, loving it.
My cat doesn't freak out when I bathe him, but he's kind of he's a little thick. Like he ain't like fat, but he's just a big cat, so he just like doesn't fight it. He's just like whatever.
Big cats usually don't.
So,
Lost Boys.
Did you have? You know, I enjoyed that they gave a different kind of kill for each and every one of them. I like the death by stereo. They shot dude with the bow and arrow right into the stereo, and he was like,
"Yeah, there's some funny kills in this. Like the first kill is just hilarious. Like the Frog Brothers,
they stake to the heart.
They just stake to the heart. And some of them like aren't waking up. Like some of the vampires like still aren't waking up. It's like, how are you not waking up? Like he just murdered him. But the bathtub where they're going in to steal holy water and everybody looks at them.
Yeah, no. Sorry,
my bad. Like, they just stole holy water. Bathtub melting is good.
So you know that part you were just talking about. So the first kill where they stick the stake through his heart, and then the vampires eventually, his little comrades wake up realizing that they just killed his friend, and David. He's trying to catch them and pull them back inside. He's like trying to catch these kids as they're escaping their cave. But it's daylight, so he can't escape all the way. And he grabs the kid's foot, and his friends are trying to pull him. His hand gets into the sunlight and starts to burn. Yeah. Well, it does a zoom in on his face, and he has like a hot tear roll down his face.
Yeah.
That actually wasn't intentional. Like the contacts back in those days like fucking sucked. It was damn near like big plastic pieces in your eyes.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about that. Like they were saying they're almost impossible to wear those contacts.
Yeah. So apparently his eyes were just like actually fucking watering, but it like went so well with the scene that they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep this.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like kind of cool because he was like, he wasn't crying by any means, but it just like he just fucking his hand caught on fire.
That's one of those moments, man, where those just things unexpectedly happen and it just makes it so much better. Keep it. Another thing I liked. You know the scenes where they use the fly-in cameras to attack them. Like that was cool to just see because you see it from the vampire point of view, obviously. So it's something different. It's implied. So they just go in there and just what they did. Like you don't have to see the vampire rip somebody apart. Doesn't have to show all that. And you know where they got that method from was they got that method from Jaws.
I like that,
the Jaws movies. That's where they got that idea from. Instead of like, how it did a lot of point of view of the shark. Terrified people. Jaws terrified people.
Oh,
Probably still it terrifies anybody that ever looks into an ocean. But they got that from, instead of the shark's point of view in this case, they did it from them flying in point of view. So that's where they got those fly-in ideas from.
I thought they worked really well because like you said, you don't see any vampires. You don't see anything. You just get this kind of like sweet overhead shot, and it's got this real cool noise. It's kind of hard to describe, but, you could just hear they're in the air. It's kind of terrifying noise. I like the part where they rip up the couple's convertible top while they're in there reading comic books.
Yeah.
And this couple had, like, stole those comics earlier in the movie, and you saw them run off and steal them, and then, the vampires come and get them. It's like kind of justice. You're kind of like, yeah, fuck those people. Stealing comic books from the Frog Brothers, you little bitches. You guys are going to die now. That's how it worked. So it's right as rain. It's like every other horror flick. There's justice imposed on the bad people. Did you remember the dinner scene where they invited the main vampire over?
That's one of my favorite scenes there.
Everybody, but that's the thing, like, you knew right away when fucking Michael invited him in You're like, oh, motherfucker, everything's going to be thrown off now. You can't invite a vampire in your house. Like, that's rule number one, man. You know what? That's why.
That's rule number one. You invited me in. Everybody knows that. Is everybody know? Yeah, everybody knew that.
Actually, so with that answers our pregnant question, too, because a vampire can't come inside you without permission. So you have to give him permission to make a baby because he can't come inside unless he's invited.
Just imagine being
had
almost starting the climax. You'd be like, "Do I have permission to come inside?"
Hey, you know what's kind of a cool, like with the Dracula? I like that Dracula had he didn't have guard dogs. He had 3 beautiful, sexy vampire women that would like distract you to keep you from running in. That was like his guard dogs. Wes Craven, he did the Dracula 3, I believe it is. There's a scene where this dude gets caught in there with these vampire girls, and you're almost like, well, shit. That's just how it goes, man. You're just stuck in a vampire pit with these sexy girls.
Women are terrifying. Mm-hmm. The female vampires are very terrifying.
Oh, yeah, because
women, especially a supernatural vampire, that's a woman's fury. Hell have no fury.
No kidding.
Whatever the hell it is, like they will fucking murder you.
I know, and then you would
dude might like let you go, like this fucker, but the women are like, no,
And because we're stupid, we'll give ourselves up. And they'll be like, "Give me your neck." You're like, "All right, shit, all right."
I guess.
Can I see your boobs? I wouldn't say that, but a fella would. Fellas would. So, yeah, when it comes to vampire movies, though, seriously, this is my top. I mean, there's so many to pick from. It's just the one that kind of, like, resonates the most with me. I like that you've done your research, though, man. You've been spitting some facts that I almost didn't know. So that's kind of cool.
One of these days, I'm going to spit a fact that you are not going to know.
Okay.
Speaking of which, knowing things.
Okay.
I think it's time. What do you know here?
You got some info.
Oh, I got some info here about this movie that you may or may not know about this movie. Check this out, right?
Okay, tell me.
So, Lost Boys, vampires, 4 vampires, right?
Yeah.
We almost had a man that today was going to be one of those vampires, but he ended up not being. Do you know who that guy was?
Who was that guy?
He was a very famous actor.
Okay.
I'll give you a hint.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, he was in a movie where he had the look.
The Blue Steel?
Ben Stiller was originally going to be one of the Lost Boys.
So he tried out for the movie?
He tried out for the movie, I guess, but then he decided not to do it. But they didn't pick him. I really don't know. I really forgot my other half of my fact here.
But you know that he tried out for the movie.
Yeah, he tried out for the movie, but, we almost had Ben Stiller. And think about that. Like, Ben Stiller, he does not fit that. So that's kind of crazy.
I think he's underrated. I think he's an underrated guy. You remember that movie Heavyweights at the fat camp?
Oh,
and he was like that.
Yes. That's one of my favorite movies he's in.
He's so good in that movie.
He's one of those actors that, when he's in a movie, you don't mind it.
Yeah, his dad is hilarious, too.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry Stiller.
Jerry Stiller,
R.I.P.
he was the king. He could all he has to do is walk in the room and you laugh.
Dude.
Comedy king there.
Well, hold on now. If you're going to be spitting out all these facts, let me tell you what I know.
What do you know here?
I know some stuff, okay?
What do you know?
So somebody told me,
Somebody
okay?
told you, huh?
Here's some knowledge. So this movie,
yes,
when they were first coming up with the concept, it wasn't supposed to be old actors in their 20s. I mean, not old, but older people, adults, okay? It was supposed to be children, this whole movie. It was supposed to be like the Goonies almost. That's why it was the Lost Boys. They were supposed to be playing off the Peter Pan thing. That's what they were supposed to be doing. But, some things moved around and they changed their mind. There you go. Now they're adults in the movie.
So they were going to be like Goonies age, like high school originally?
some younger even. Like,
Really?
yeah, the Frog Brothers were supposed to be like young, like Boy Scout kind of guys.
Yeah, I think it works better this way now.
Oh, it absolutely works 100% better this way. Whoa,
Excuse me.
you got the Rona.
No.
Oh, you just got chronic. Okay, that's good stuff. We know some stuff about this movie now.
Is that all you know?
Yeah, that's
That's
all.
all we know here.
That's all we know. But that's some stuff there. You put that in your front pocket, take it somewhere.
Pull it out.
Boom. So,
Boom.
good stuff there.
You like to say boom a lot, don't you?
I do.
Boom.
I do.
Boom.
What is
It's the
that?
Sloppy Horror Podcast. Boom.
That's onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah. That's a word that's like it's a sound. Like,
Every word is a
Tick.
sound, dude. What are you talking about?
no. Like, it's a word that's used or it's made because of the sound, like tick, boom, clack, you know, like clap. Like, that's like onomatopoeia, dog.
All right. Okay.
I'm teaching you stuff here.
Yeah, I'm
And you're
learning.
teaching me stuff.
Yeah.
So let's tell these good people what they can expect from this upcoming season, Ozark Mark.
That's a very good thing I can do here because I don't know what the rest of the episodes this season are going to be.
Well,
Now, that's not
you've-
because
you-
I don't know. That's because I don't. You usually tell me what it's going to be before we do it.
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
So
but
that's kind of cool, though, because I don't know. You know, I'm going in kind of blind here.
I'm really excited for all this too because I want to start taking in requests on movies. Like, I don't want to know everything. Sometimes I want to see something new. Like, I'm ready for the new horror flicks to hit the movie theaters, and then you and I can go watch them,
Yeah.
and then we can give our reviews. Like,
It kind of sucks right now because there's really nothing new
mhm.
coming out, which is good and bad. It's bad because you don't get anything new. We always like to get something new, but it's a good chance for us and the listeners at home to go back and look at some of these old gems that they might not know about. And these a good movie will last forever if it's good.
Timeless.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited too.
What are some movies that you would be excited to talk about here in the future episodes? Like, just give me one. Don't give me a lot. Just give me one.
Here's
for example.
here's where I'm going. Terrifier 2, that should be coming out.
The Terrifier 2.
Yeah, with Art the Clown. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
How do
So
know
I
that?
had David Howard Thornton on. I interviewed him on the YouTube channel. I don't know, probably like a year ago, asking about the movie. We did like an interview about the movie, asking like it was right. Actually, it was a little bit after COVID had happened. So I was like, "You guys are pretty much halted, I bet." And he was like, "Yeah, we're. I mean, Hollywood doesn't know." So, but he said it should come out early next year. It is early next year. I don't think it's been released, so I'm excited to watch that and do a review on that. Art the Clown is such a badass new character. I'm such a fan of like campy slashers, and he kind of hits it right on the head because he's gory. I mean, fuck, he sawed that chick in half, hung her upside down, sawed from the vag all the way to her head, cut her right in half. I mean, that's pretty impressive, dude.
Yeah, that's going long ways.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Like, I remember the first time I saw that, and I actually slept on it. I didn't know about it for like a year, and then it was like on Netflix. And I was like, I don't know. I love clowns. I'll put this shit on, see what this is about. And I was like just watching it in the basement, and then he like sawed her in half, and he's like, ah! And he's like laughing. I was like, ah! Like, this is great. Things aren't coming out like that.
No.
So, or they haven't, so to speak. So I really enjoy that, and I like that that's still around. So I'll be excited to do episodes on that. Obviously, some of the classic horror films, like this season, we can obviously expect like The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby. I definitely wanted this to go like old, not like a Nosferatu old, but kind of, you know, from 60s, 70s, 80s, hit some of the legendary ones, and then we could really, because once you get into like the 2000s and current, there's so many like different directions you can take. I want to get some of the main guys out of the way, or the main franchises. Like, we don't necessarily have to do a Halloween 6 episode, but we can. You know, I also want to hear from the viewers too. Really want to get their feedback. Usually on the YouTube channel, they're very, they'll tell you, please do this. Okay, so now this is what we want for this as well. But these will be up on YouTube, so I guess that'll work itself out, huh, Mark? That's how I laugh. That's how I've been laughing. What age child would you let watch The Lost Boys?
What age?
Yes.
8. Just because 8, I think 8 is solid enough. I think anything earlier than that, you're too impressionable still. I think when you start to get around 8, you start to figure things out a little bit.
I don't like with my kids, I've always kind of I don't like the sex and I don't like the drug. Like I love sex and drugs normally.
But there's really not a lot of that in here.
No, not in here. But I'm saying in general, I don't care as much about the cuss words or even if it's ramped up on murder, everyone fears their own death, but I'm only going to let you watch it if you want to watch it. I'm not going to be like, here. Yeah. But I remember, I think I told you this. Remember years and years ago, when the clowns were a thing, where they're saying clowns are in the woods and shit. And
yeah.
So my daughter was freaking out about that. She's like, people are saying that. And I'm like, it's because some people have stigmas with clowns. So that's why it's taken off. And they're like, why are people afraid of clowns? I was like, because there's a movie, the It movie. And this was before the new ones came out. And she was like, I kind of want to watch it. And I was like, well, you can definitely watch it. And she watched it, and she's like, that's not scary to me. I thought I enjoyed it, but I didn't find it scary. I think she was maybe 9 or 10 at the time.
Yeah, I don't get the phobia with clowns. I love clowns.
They're hilarious. How could you not?
Evil or being real clowns. Real clowns are funny. Evil clowns are funny.
Yeah.
I don't get the clown phobia.
What are you gonna do? Knock my block off? Little Killer Clown reference for all you bitches.
Yeah. Sorry for that. Some of the classics too. We'll get into, and we'll get on all the stuff. Everything horror. Everybody loves a horror movie. Everybody loves movies. So this is the things we're talking about here.
I feel like we've discussed Friday the 13th and Halloween so much. It feels like we've done episodes on them already, but we really haven't sparked. So we'll definitely, spark off those franchises that we love so much, that mean so much to us. What we think of when we think horror. So definitely get into a lot of those. I'm so excited for the movies, though, to be opening back up. That's when it's really going to get hot. And I'm real excited for these conventions. So
Hot.
Yeah, all these conventions so we could see you little bitches. Give you some T-shirts and stuff, okay? Maybe you're big bitches. We're little bitches, big bitches. It's all right.
Or maybe you're a big bitch with a little bitch. Who knows?
Yeah, it ain't no big deal, dog. We're here with you. And that didn't refer to female,
It ain't no thing but a chicken wing, sweetheart.
So, if you guys see us out and about, you want some T-shirts and shit, you want to be on the channel? Because we're going to be shooting some videos, so you better be careful if you see us out and about. Don't be doing some embarrassing shit, because we're going to catch it.
Yeah.
And we're
going
to post
comment,
it.
make sure you tell me what you're wearing.
Yeah, don't be doing weird stuff alone by yourself in your bedroom, because I have cameras.
You always have to ruin it with your shit, don't you?
I'm sorry, man.
We were having a good thing there, and then you just come up and ruin it.
I expose too much of myself. My doctor says just keep. You got to give people time. You got to breathe. Okay, so we're gonna have a good time. I'm so excited for conventions. Are you excited to do some traveling, Ozark, Mark?
Sure.
Yeah, man. We can't.
We can't live on see different things.
Yeah, we can't live on tour like we would like to do, but I can't wait to shoot some podcasts in some fucking hotel rooms and out at some conventions. Some of these times, I've been to some. I went to Vegas in October, and I went to Days of the Dead convention, or actually, it's Horror Hound, I believe. No, Days of the Dead. I apologize, but I'm not saying it was bad, but it was just different. I'm ready for non-COVID stuff, as we all are. I need some people in cosplay. I need some people in fucking makeup. I need some haunters. I need some big name. I love, that's a part of me that's so important.
I need a Jason to photobomb you again.
Yeah. And I know it's not all about me. I know this isn't all about me, but my birthday's like 2 weeks away. Your birthday's coming up too in April. And this time of year, there's always conventions. So like I would always get really psyched about that. It was usually like the weekend before or like after.
It probably won't happen until next year, man.
Yeah, they've got it planned for September, I believe, for ours.
Everybody does, and they had it planned for last September too, and then this bullshit keeps
It
happening.
was planned for March. I do think it'll go. I really do. I mean, because some certain states, like if like Texas Frightmare Festival, there's no ban in Texas. You don't have to wear a mask. You don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
We can just go right now. So Texas Frightmare, we'll go get our yeehaw on down in Texas. Come down and see you folks. I'll be so excited for that. And eventually, I don't know. I mean, we're not gonna do it at every fucking convention, but we'll probably run a booth. It'd be neat to run a live episode and shit while we're at convention. You know, I like to do that. I like it a lot.
Big plans for the Sloppy Horror Podcast, baby. Boom,
So,
boom, 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 Sloppy Horror Podcast, baby. Boom, boom, boom,
so
boom,
you know, I guess we could get a rating here. You know, because usually on the YouTube videos, I would always do a rating. You know.
Yeah, you did with pumpkins or something, right?
I did. You know, you break it down the casting, down to the kills, down to the fear, and then just like overall, do you fuck with it? Honestly, it doesn't range high like you said on the fear calendar, but everything else from casting to fucks with it, to the kills were great. There was all different kinds. The bathtub scene was cool. The when they electrocuted the dude, that was cool.
Yeah.
Even David fucking going backwards, like on the deer antlers going through his heart. That was pretty badass. Like,
yeah, I like how they tied it in because you always saw Grandpa in that room, and you like there has to be some significance to this room.
So
because you don't know anything about it or anything, but he's always in there.
My personal opinion, I'm giving The Lost Boys a 9 out of 10, and I'm only taking that 1 point off because it's not scary. So I'm saying from a horror movie aspect, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Because look at all the vampire movies that are out there. There's not a lot of great ones. There's a lot of them, but not a lot of great ones. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'll take a couple 2 points down there for one for the fear. Like you said, it's not scary. And I think it was kind of slow. About halfway through, you didn't really get into too much action until like the last 30 minutes of it.
That was a pretty cool ending though. Because it really did.
Was my favorite of just the grandpa coming in, taking out the lead vampire, and just bitching about this one thing I hate, it's all the damn vampires. And they're just looking at him stunned, and he just closes the fridge, and it blacks him out, and that's it. Very good ending.
Super cool segue. They killed the first dude, like we said, and Kiefer Sutherland's like pissed, and then he burns his hand, and he's like, tonight.
Yep.
And they're like getting ready. Like the music, the score, and that was like awesome. They it amped it up.
Yeah.
We're jacked up. We're jilled up. You think I can get the one nipple pierced like Buffalo Bill? Not the two, but like just a little dangly thing. I've been thinking about it.
You can do that at home.
Okay, but do you think it would look right?
I don't know. I never see you shirtless. You never take your shirt off.
Yeah, I look like a criminal.
Does anybody ever think the hatchet man on your chest is a swastika?
I don't know.
I think some people did when you shaved your head.
I do too.
Yeah.
So now that I'm older, I'm kind of filling in the blanks on all tattoos. But I don't ever go I used to always be shirtless, and it's not like I've gained weight or anything. I'm not upset without a shirt on. But I think too I have kids, so it's like just a different mindset.
Yeah, when you got red rum across your stomach.
I do have we did not mention this, okay? So I do have red rum tattooed across my stomach, okay?
You're not a big hit at the community pool.
I'm not. Mark made me take my shirt off at a community pool once.
Yeah, I did.
But hey, he has tattoos as well. So and you were like, I'll do it.
I got clowns, but I don't have red rum across my stomach.
But then part of me was like, he's with me, so there might be what are these guys about?
Oh no, we did not fin at all, in at all at that pool.
No, no. we needed like a public pool.
Yeah,
like a public pool. We would have fit
I don't
in.
think anybody else had tattoos there at all. I think we're the only people. They probably thought we were the biggest, trashiest people.
Yeah, and honestly, like, you know, I think that's funny too, because it's like you can't judge a book by its cover, but
Right.
you and I maybe had that look where we looked more frightening in our younger days. Now I try to well-round myself to not seem as scary, but I just like scary movies. It's just what I do. Sometimes I wear a mask in my house. It's not a big deal. No big deal. I collect masks, collect skin, collect weapons. Do you ever do that kind of stuff? You got any masks at home, Mark?
Yeah, I got an old school I got a couple clown masks.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a clown masks that I got from like Happel's or whatever, which is a Halloween store, famous Halloween store around where we live. And I've had that for at least 10 years. I think it's still in my car somewhere.
Tell me when shit hits the
But,
fan, you don't think about like, oh, I'm just to throw this thing on.
Oh yeah, but I was when my wife was in Mexico, she brought me back another cool mask. It was one of those like what's the Mexican wrestling?
Oh, the luchador.
Nacho luchador mask.
Yeah.
It's a clown mask. It kind of reminds me of Doink the Clown.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool mask. I got one of those too.
Fuck yeah.
And I got the ICP like pullover beanie / mask there. I got one of those. It's all clown stuff for me. You know me. I love me some clowns.
I do like clowns
But,
as well. I'm starting a little collection. You know, I'm trying to get a little bit of everything. So, well, cool, man. I guess before we do get out of here, I'm going to let these people, fine peoples, know where they can reach us. If you're wanting to reach us like a message, have some shout-outs on some episode ideas, you could find us on Twitter at Horror Sloppy, HorrorSloppy. And also, you guys can check us out on the YouTube channel. We're going to start posting these episodes up on there. And, leave some feedback in the comments. We appreciate it. All right, man. So I think that's going to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys for checking this out. The Lost Boys. Mark, what you got for these people? Love and hard dicks?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay. All right.
I got L and HD for you.
Yeah.
So you come over here and you take some of this love and hard dicks.
He's got multiple. All right, guys. We love you. Love you.